Hey everyone, and welcome back to our Holy Week devotional. Each day, we're going to be spending some time reflecting on the events leading up to the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Just like yesterday, we'll read scripture together, talk about the passage we're looking at, walk through a short guided reflection, and then we're going to give you a prompt so that you can interact with others in the chat through our church app. Again, if you'd like a quiet place to come in and reflect, our war room is open during our regular business hours. You're welcome to stop in to pray, reflect, or walk through these devotionals at your own pace. All right then, let's get started today by turning to Mark chapter 15. Mark 15, 6 through 15 says this: Now it was the custom at the festival to release a prisoner whom the people requested. A man called Barabbas was in prison with the insurrectionists who had committed murder in the uprising. The crowd came up and asked Pilate to do for them what he had usually done. "Do you want me to release to you the king of the Jews?" asked Pilate, knowing that it was out of self-interest that the chief priests had handed Jesus over to him. But the chief priests stirred up to the crowd that Pilate release Barabbas instead. "What shall I do then with the one you call King of the Jews?" Pilate asked them. "Crucify him," they shouted. "Why? What crime has he committed?" asked Pilate. But they shouted all the louder, "Crucify him." Wanting to satisfy the crowd, Pilate released Barabbas to them. He had Jesus flogged and handed him over to be crucified. This is one of the clearest pictures in all of Scripture of what Jesus came to do. Pilate brings out two men. One is Barabbas, a known criminal, a rebel, a man guilty of real wrongdoing. The other is Jesus, completely innocent, and yet the crowd chooses Barabbas. They ask for the guilty man to go free and the innocent man to be condemned. Barabbas walks away alive because Jesus takes the place he deserved. This is not just Barabbas' story. This is our story. We are the guilty ones. We are the ones who deserve judgment, and Jesus, the innocent Son of God, steps into our place. He stands where Barabbas should have stood. He takes what Barabbas should have taken. He is condemned so another man can walk free. This is the gospel. Jesus didn't just die in a general sense for sin. He took our place personally. He stood where we should have stood so we could receive what we never deserved. Think about this. Barabbas is guilty, and Jesus is innocent. Barabbas is released, yet Jesus is handed over. Now sit with that for a moment. Picture Barabbas walking away with no chains, no cross to carry, no execution waiting for him, and all because Jesus took his place. Let that become personal, not because the story is mainly about us, but because this is exactly what Jesus came to do. He steps into the place of the guilty. Take a quiet moment and thank Jesus for standing where we should have stood. In the chat, we want you to write what stands out to you the most when you think about Barabbas going free while Jesus is condemned.